Hey everybody, welcome into Universal Beauty, and today we're going to be doing a look with the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. I just recently got this. I know this palette's been out for a little while, and I was toying with the idea of getting it or not, and I spoke to a couple of my girls on Instagram and here on YouTube and Facebook. And they were really loving the colors that they could make these beautiful combinations with. I saw some of the photos on Instagram and I thought, I think maybe it's time. I got to get this too. So I'm really glad I did. And the thing that's been coming up the most in conversations is that people are struggling to figure out how they're going to use this color down here that's called Peacocking. And it's the one that is sort of well, it's a good name for it because it's a combo of blue-green kind of color. So we went ahead and did this evening look using that color. And if you want to know how to do this look or just hang out for the tutorial and chat, please continue watching. Okay, so I've already put primer, foundation, little contour, little bronzer, and some blush on my face, and I've done my eyebrows too, just so we can kind of cut to the chase with this and get into our beautiful Natural Lust palette. But just, in case there's any interest, this is my absolutely favorite foundation that I use for myself. This is the Giorgio Armani Face Fabric. I think I'm in the shade 4, which is I love this stuff because it's got such a smooth kind of consistency, and it doesn't settle on your face, and this just matches my skin tone perfectly. So I love this stuff. That's my favorite, and I've been going ahead and continuing to use this Doll 10 Hydra Lift Concealer in the medium light. And I really find that, I was trying to stay away from concealers directly under my eye because of the way that so many of them settle. This stuff really doesn't seem to. You kind of place that and, push the product into your skin. And then I just find that it really seems to stay the course. So been really liking that lately. Other than that, the Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the Mink Stick Contour, and this is just a small one, but it looks like a lipstick almost, and it's just kind of got this this contour color, so just a little. And then the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Chocolate Gold is my bronzer. I am so crazy about it. I've definitely hit pan. I started with the mini that looks like this. Because I wanted to test it out, but as you can see, I've really hit pan and it's going. So I did just order myself the full size of that because I love this stuff. It's just such a nice, subtle, beautiful bronze with that touch of gold. It's not super obvious, but it works really well. And for the blush, I did use this Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the one that's called Cocktail Party. These are great. There's Anastasia Beverly Hills blushes. They look like this. Isn't that great how they, the little subtlety of the A's underneath that? I think they did a really nice job with the packaging. This one, as I say, is called Cocktail Party, and you get like a terracotta shade, kind of a warm corally shade, and this one's, it's reading much lighter, but it's a pink, like a sort of a cotton candy pink. It's reading super light on camera. But anyway, that one is called Cocktail Party. Another one here is called Peachy Love. And that one has got the 3 more peach tones in it. The lightest one here really has a few flecks of kind of a little, it's a little bit glittery. And then they get warmer, these shades. So yeah, I just thought I would try these out. And then there's another one that I got too. I think they have 5 different ones. It's kind of great because you do seem to get some value for money. This one here is Pink Passion, and it has these really nice 3 shades of pink. So I've been kind of playing around with these. They're very nice, high-end, good quality, triple milled kind of feel to them, because you can tell that's going to last you a long time. But just the fact that you get 3 different colors. You can swirl them all around together, or you can use them just on their own, and I think that's really good. So I've been kind of into those lately, and as I said, this what I have on right now is Cocktail Party. But let's get into it. This is the Natural Lust palette, Too Faced. Everybody had loved this so much. I was debating it, and then after talking to a couple of my girls on IG and on YouTube, I have decided to go ahead and take the plunge. I've had a couple of days where I've just kept it warm and neutral, but as everyone is saying, what am I supposed to do with this color here, this one Peacock? What am I supposed to do with that? So I thought today we would just kind of dive in and see if we can't get a real wearable look, because you guys remember when Too Faced had come out with those, remember the chocolate bar palettes, which I love so much. I think it was the milk chocolate one that had the color blueberry in there and kind of threw everyone for a loop, like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I found that pairing that blueberry color with kind of the warm cinnamon browns was like a really nice look. Also, of course, you can kind of slate those out with more of a gray, with grays and stuff. And I noticed that this palette here is pretty much all the warm colors. There doesn't seem to be any grays or slate colors or anything like that. So I think we are going to have to go for the warm berry look, which is fine. But they do have more of the purpley kind of undertoned hues that maybe could be considered a little more cool. So let's try those with this, and we'll just see what happens. I don't know, I'm not promising anything, but I do think that there is a good way to be able to wear these blues, and you don't need to you know, feel dubious about it. Okay, first up, this brush here, I'm going to go from the eyebrows all the way to the lash line just to even everything out, and I'm going in with this color here and that one. It's called Take the Cake, and it's kind of a light pink. So, but it's pretty subtle. You're not gonna, I mean, it's not gonna have like a real change of color or anything. It's really just making it, again, that nice kind of canvas that's evening the skin tone on the entire eye, just so everything blends up really easily. Okay, so that one was called Take the Cake. And then for the transition color, transition color right above the crease, I think I'm gonna try, let's see, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this color here that's called Afternoon Delight, and it's right beneath the first pink we used. This one is a little bit more of a deeper pink. Okay, Afternoon Delight. Going in with my kind of fluffy Morphe brush here, and again, this is not marked with a number, so it just says Morphe, but it does not have a number, so I don't know which one it is. Anyway, it looks like this. And let's just go ahead and swirl that around. It's kind of above your crease. It's your transition color. It's gonna, you know, it seems like a useless step since it's gonna be covered up, but it really does help to blend everything as you're going on. So I do it anyway, and I think, you know, you have good results if you try that out. If you haven't before and you just think, oh, that's a waste of time, go ahead, give it a try. You might really see a difference in the way that your colors blend up. So again, you're going like the rainbow motion and then a couple of swirls just to set that in place. Okay. Yeah, you can hardly see it, but you're not supposed to, technically. All right, now back in with a Sigma brush. This is the E44 blender. And for this, I think we will go in, I think we're going to go with this one here, and this is called Come and Get It, and I think I'm going to try that first of all in the crease. It's kind of moving its way into a mauvey kind of purple. All right, and that one's just going directly in the crease. To get that going. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, we'll try it again on the other eye. So far, so good. I know everybody is just so messed up about that peacock color or what, but don't worry, it's gonna work. Okay. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and tap back into that Come and Get It, that same color we just used in the crease, and I'm going to tap back and forth into that and this one that is called Hot to Trot. So going here, whoops, here to here, and just back and forth to get a little color on the brush, and then we're going to go right under the lash line with that. So just dipping into both of them. Okay, and then I'm just coming through and just gonna deposit that at the lower lash line. Okay. And let's see, now I want to find my my little Sigma pencil brush, which is where? Sorry, I should have put these all, pulled all of these out prior to this. This is the E30 pencil brush, looks like that. And now we're going to go into this color here in the very corner called Pin Down. Whoops. Okay, so load some of that pinned down on the pencil brush, and you're gonna come from the bottom of the lash line, just the outer corner, okay? That's where we're going with this. And up into the crease, a little bit along the lower lash line, but you're just kind of joining the crease and your lash line with just the outer corner, kind of a V shape. And you can pull a little of that under your lash line too to join it up and blend it in with the color we just laid down. Okay, then go back into that, load the brush a second time for the other eye, and do the same thing. Okay, bring it up into the crease and along the lower lash line, just the outer corner, in like a V shape. Okay, and again, I think I'm gonna pull a little down into the under the lower lash line. Okay. Okay, now I think the dedicated blending brush, I have had, you know, the one that I've showed you guys before is my Smashbox one. Again, so old I don't even know of a number on it. Recently, I kind of just grabbed this e.l.f. brush that is called a Fluffy Eye Blender brush, and it's kind of the same principle. So I've been using that lately. Just because I know the other one has got to die at some point, and so I'm going to want to wait for that to happen. I'm sort of doing these in tandem to get used to a new one, because that other one, I don't know how many years that's been kicking around, but it has served me well. I wish I knew what number it was. I just don't. All right. So we're just smoothing these lines just so that there's no skipping marks or harsh lines, or, you know, just lines of demarcation where you can see like stripes. We don't like that. So, okay, it's all blended up now. All right, so now the star of the show is that peacocking, and let's see, I think we probably should just get like a small brush like this. This is Makeup Forever, and it is, again, everything is rubbed off. I have no idea, but it's flat, just rounded up into the tip, but very thin. And you're gonna get this wet with your, like, I'm just using this Fix Plus MAC Fix Plus spray. Just spray that and dip into the peacocking color. Okay, and just get some of that on your brush, on your damp brush. It doesn't have to be a soaking wet brush, it's just a damp brush, because when there's shimmers or glitters or that kind of stuff, it really hangs on better when you've got that brush damp. Okay, so I'm just coming to the center of the orbital part of my lid, and I'm just kind of packing that down just to put the color down. I'm not going to the inner corner, I'm just kind of keeping it concentrated towards the middle till we can blend this out and see what we got. But for right now, I just want to lay that color down into the middle. Okay, pick up a little more. Get some real pigment going there. So you've got it fading from the purpley into the peacocking. Peacocking is kind of, it's a good name for it because it is like blue and green colors combined that do look very much like peacock feathers. Okay, so we've kind of got those two in place, and don't worry about those inner corners, we'll take care of those. Go back to the dedicated blending brush and just give that a little swirl to, again, blend, blend, blend. See, it's not as scary on the eyelid as it sort of looks like it might be in the pan there. I'm just gonna dust away a little bit of fallout from that. And that is always the case. I mean, every time you got a glittery shimmer like that, you're gonna have fallout. Just going back over it with that brush. I'm not getting it wet again. I'm just kind of making sure that I've got a lot of good pigment down there. Okay. All right, now for this inner corner, I feel like we should use this color that's right next to Peacocking that's called Peep Show. And again, it's a shimmer, but this one, I'm not going to wet the brush this time. I'm going to leave it dry as we just move some of that, push it around into that inner corner. I'm taking another pencil brush for this just to dip into that. And again, it's not wet. This is kind of a, you know, a deeper kind of a, what color is that? Kind of a champagne-y shimmer, but a deeper color. It's got, you know, more, what do I want to say? Kind of a beige kind of color, but it's not super warm. It's more of on the cool side. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that just across lightly to blend everybody together. So it sort of goes from that color, that champagne-y color, into the peacock, and then finally to the outer corner of that pinned down, that real purpley stuff. So you see how that blends together. And now you just do some touch-up, like, you know, get that color down. If you need to, go back in to peacocking. I wouldn't, again, I'm not going to keep wetting this brush. It's like we've got it down. I just want to maybe add just a little bit more pigment to that to make it a little more of a defined color. Sometimes when you blend out and everything gets blended, you do lose a little bit of that. So I'm just going to put back a little bit more pigmentation down that center without making it like a real hard stripe. You know, you still want the blending. Okay, and then back to the original little pencil brush and going back into pinned down, and I'm just going to hit that corner again to bring up that purple. It's like a fuchsia purple. It's really pretty, but it's really nice next to that peacocking color. And get that going. And again, down beneath the lower lashes, just a tad in the corner. Okay. And just a little bit more blending out. Take it like up above the crease a little bit, just to really make everything blended. Okay. Now, with a look this strong, I don't really think that you need like a shimmery highlighter underneath your eyebrows. I mean, you could if you want to. It really kind of is a personal choice, but I'm thinking this looks pretty, it's good to go as it is. So, okay, that was what we used, and it was, remember, it was Take the Cake was the first thing that we used, right all over, start to finish, to make our little canvas. And then we went into Afternoon Delight, which is right below it, for our transition color. Then Come and Get It into the crease, that's this color here. And then we went over to Pinned Down for the outer corner. And then we went from Come and Get It to Hot to Trot, back and forth, right under the eyes. But then we did extend the corner. We did the Pinned Down there. Then we moved over to the Peacocking for the center of the eye. And then finally Peep Show in the inner corners. So that's kind of where we went with our Natural Lust palette today, to get a line on that. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of liner. I always kind of keep it to black or plum or something like that for the under eyes, because for my look, it's always, if I do a black line right under my eyes, it's too harsh. So this is, pencil's getting old, it's makeup forever, and it's down to the wire here, but that's a brown color. I don't even know if I can see what color it actually is anymore on here. 25L, does that make sense? Okay, anyway, I'm just bringing it under the lower lashes, but I don't go far into the inner corner. I just already where we've got shadow, it's just kind of putting a line there on top and right directly under the lashes. There we go. Then from there, yes, now I'll move to black, and this is Tarte. This is also, which one is this? Oh, this is the Amazonian Clay. Okay, we'll just take a little bit of that and hit it along the lash line. Join it up in the corner. Again, just so everything is kind of uniform. And then this is also a personal choice, but I like to go under my lash line too, because I don't like to see any flesh color separated. I like the lashes to look really dark, and so I just go up under them with this. If you're not used to doing that, and it's your first try, you might have your eyes water a little bit. I think it takes a little bit of getting used to, but I just like the look of that better when I don't see any flesh tones as I'm doing my lashes. So that takes care of it. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so I'm just going to hit also, this is the Benefit Highbrow, and that's this kind of, it's a creamy pencil with it's like kind of a highlighting. You're supposed to do it under the brow, and in this case, because I'm not going to use a highlighter up under my brow here, I just take this and do a line and buff it in, and it really just it's like you just turn the lights on. It's that kind of a thing. So I run a little line here from right hugging under the brow. Okay, just like that. Same on the other side. And you don't have to worry about how thick or how thin it is. It just it'll blend out. And take a Q-tip, and I just start up there and gently buff it in. Now obviously you're going to lose some of the product onto the Q-tip as you're doing this, but you don't need to press really hard. You're just kind of going along that line and just giving it a little buff on where it stays on your skin. And it just gives you this like kind of a, do I want to say natural highlight? We always think of kind of shimmery stuff with highlight, but this is no shimmer at all. This is completely matte, and it just, like, I feel like it just is like you just kind of turned the lights on. All right, so go ahead and blend out. Again, our friend that had our deceased friend Kevin Aquan that taught a lot of us how to apply makeup back in the day, always used his fingers, so no shame in using your fingers if you need a last blend like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do mascara and just yeah, do eyelashes. And of course you don't need to see me doing that on camera because I think we all know how to put on mascara. If anybody needed a tutorial about that, just leave me a message down below and we'll certainly do one. But I'll be right back and we'll finish this off, and hang in there 1 second. Okay, so now we have our completed look using the Too Faced Natural Lust eyeshadow palette and concentrating on how to use the peacock color. So here's a closer look. As you can see, it's sort of the beigey champagne shimmer that fades into the peacock that moves out into the more of the high violet color. Can be nicely blended. It can be pretty subtle. Any women of color, deeper complected individuals, you can always step up the color because it really takes better on a deeper skin tone, and so you can really fire that up. On a more of a fair complexion, if you go too heavy-handed with the color, it tends to look a little bit hard. So this is a nice, easy kind of evening look, and you can either fade this down even more or, as I said, step it up depending on your complexion and your choices and what you want to do. But anyway, this in a nutshell is how you can use that peacock and make it work for you. It's one way. This palette has so many beautiful color combinations that there's a lot of different ways to go. I mean, I would think that you could pair it up also with the Temptation, the kind of the celery green color, moving it out into a little more of these peach colors, like this one, Call Me Back, and and even with the On Fire, it would be beautiful. So try it, play with it. Suggest anything. If you haven't subscribed, again, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel. You can hit the thumbs up if you liked this, or ask any questions or make any comments. I always love to hear from you. You can hit that little notification bell down below if you want to be notified every time there's a new upload. And thank you so much for joining me, and maybe we should think about another giveaway pretty soon. I'll get on that and think about it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Sparkle hard, everybody. Bye-bye.